Hi, we continue talking about modal verbs, and today we'll speak about may and might. What do these two modal verbs mostly express? We mostly use them to give or to ask for permission, to prohibit something, or to express a possibility or probability in the present and in the past. Of course, these are not all of the situations in which we can use these two modal verbs, and today we'll discuss them in detail. Without further ado, let us start. May and might. May, we read as may, with the sound e, and might is I, might. GH is not read. I may be late for the meeting today. There may not be any tickets left. May I come in? Mayn't does not exist. We cannot form a negative form of may adding not to it. We should say may not. He might be the person we're looking for. You might stay with us if you'd like. Might I give you a piece of advice? Mightn't, might not, both negative forms are possible here. Okay, so may express the following things: permission or prohibition, possibility, request, doubt, suggestion, or wish. Please pay attention to the fact that may and might do not share all these meanings. Might and may share the four of them. Both can express permission and prohibition, possibility, request, and doubt, while only may can express a wish in optative sentences and only might can express suggestion. Permission or prohibition can also be expressed by be allowed to, which is a periphrastic modal, and we're not talking about it today. We'll talk about it in detail in a separate video. Now, let's remember some other things about these two modals. When asking for permission, might is more polite than may and can. Might I ask you a question, Your Grace? Could you please tell me what the time is? May I ask you something, and can I ask you something? So as you see, the politeness or formality goes down from might to can. Might I ask you a question is an extremely polite question, yeah? That's why in my example here I added Your Grace. This is probably the appropriate situation, yeah, an appropriate context for might. In everyday life, you would probably use could more often because could is a polite question, and can I ask you something? Can I ask you a question? This is a question that you can address your friend with, yeah, somebody you know very well. Please remember, nota bene, might is the past of may, just as could is the past of can, and would is the past of will, but each of these modals have their own meanings. That's why it's better to learn them separately, not to learn might as the past form of may, because they will not coincide in all their meanings as we have just seen it. Yeah? We saw that may can express a wish, for example, and might is not used in that meaning. Okay, you may go now. He said that I might go. I can play the piano. She said that she could play the piano. I won't stay. She said that she wouldn't stay. As you see, these examples illustrate the sequence of tenses in reported speech. So, in my direct speech, I use may, can, and will not or won't. When somebody says what I have just said and reports my words, he or she will follow the sequence of tenses, or must follow the sequence of tenses. That's why may becomes might, can becomes could, and won't becomes wouldn't. It also works for conditionals. They are parallel, yeah, let's say so. If it's sunny, we will go to the park. It's a real condition in present or conditional one. If it were sunny, we would go to the park. It's an unreal condition in present or conditional 2. something which is not real and not true and will not change. If we have enough money, we may go to Brazil. Again, conditional number 1. If we saved enough money, we might go to Brazil. Conditional number 2. An unreal situation in present. Okay, once again, may and might have the 4 meanings that they share: permission, prohibition, possibility, request, and doubt, and 2 more meanings that they do not share. May can express a wish, and might can express a suggestion. Let's start with the first one: permission, prohibition, request. Yeah, we can ask for permission, that will be a request. Both may and might may be used to express this meaning. Yeah, may I use your phone, please? You may stay in my room if you please. Non-residents may not park their vehicles on the premises. He said that I might use the master bedroom. Students will be allowed to choose any topic they want. In this last sentence, I used be allowed to as a substitute for may, because may and might are not used in the future. May or be allowed to. As I have just said, may is not used in the future, but be allowed to can be used in the present. Both may and be allowed to are used to express permission in the present. You are allowed to use a paper dictionary during the test. We may borrow the books from the college library. It is not allowed to smoke inside the building. You may not ride bicycles or scooters in this botanic garden. In the past and in the future, only be allowed to is used to express permission. We were not allowed to have pets when we lived in the dormitory. I hadn't been allowed to drink alcohol before I was 21. She hasn't been allowed to see her daughter for 2 years now. Children under 12 will not be allowed to enter. They will be allowed to vote as soon as they are 18. You may say, okay, we cannot use may in the past or in the future, but what is the difference between using may and be allowed to in the present? Well, be allowed to sounds more formal. Look at the sentence number 3. It is not allowed to smoke inside the building. Compare it with you may not smoke. Yeah, you may not, or you can't smoke. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. How to answer a question containing may or might. As we can ask for permission to do something with the help of these modals, we should also know how to answer this request. Yeah? What if we want to give a positive answer? May I have a cigarette, please? We can say, yes, sure. Yes, you may. And if we want to give a negative answer, we'll say, no, please don't. I'm afraid not. You may not. No, you must not, which is a prohibition. You must not. It is forbidden. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. A little bit milder, yeah, than you must not. Now, possibility is another thing that may or might both can express. There may or might be no cheap tickets closer to the end of the month. The bus isn't always on time. You may or might have to wait for a while. We may or might go to Italy this summer. Do you have a corkscrew? That's a question, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't. I will ask my roommate, he may have one. Where are the kids? They may or might be watching TV in their room. Where is your umbrella? Oh, I might have left it in the office. All these sentences express possibility. Something may be true or something might have happened in the past. When we use may or might, we don't know for sure what the situation really is or what the situation really was. Okay, possibility can also be expressed with the help of can, could, or must. Let's see. Where is your umbrella? Oh, I might have left it in the office. But also you can say, oh, I could have left it in the office. or I must have left it in the office. These three sentences express a different degree of your persuasion. If you are quite sure that you left it in the office, you would say, I must have left it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is the case. When you have a lot of doubts and when you're not sure at all, you might say, oh, I might have left it. I might have left it in the office, but I don't know. Could is something in between. I could have left it, possibly. It is a strange story, but it can, could, may, might be true, depending on what your attitude to the story is. It's a strange story. It is not. I know her very well. Such things are typical of hers, so it must be true. In this sentence, from the context, we expect such behavior from this person, so it must be true. The story that we were told must be true. Pay attention that followed by have plus past participle, can't and couldn't do not equal may not and might not. They have absolutely different meanings. Let's see. He can't or couldn't have done that expresses disbelief. He may or might have done it means that, probably he did do it. Yeah, it's a possibility in the past. So these are two absolutely different meanings. Okay. Wish, as we have said, may can express wish. Only may. Yeah? You cannot use might in these sentences. May God bless you. May you live a long and healthy life. May there be no wars. May luck be ever in your favor. May all your dreams come true. May you never cease to love each other. These are wishes, and the sentences are in the optative mood. Polite suggestion. Only might can express polite suggestion. Let's see. You might try my lasagna. I think it's better this time. We might go to the cinema tonight. If you don't mind, I might help you with the translation. Your sisters might stay with us during the summer holidays. I thought you might like to join me for lunch. We politely suggest different things. Other peculiarities to remember. When speaking about probability, might expresses less certainty than may. Don't call her, it's only 5 p.m. and she may still be at work. Do you think she's still at work? She might be, I'm not sure. In the first sentence, may tells us that the person has less doubts, because he or she obviously knows the schedule of the person they're talking about. In the second sentence, it sounds like the person doesn't have any idea at all. She might be, I'm not sure, I don't know, whatever. It may still be cold in England in May. We may need warmer clothes. We don't know because we have never been to England, but we suppose, that it's a cold country. It might be a bit cold in the beginning of June, but I don't think we need to bring warm clothes with us. This might be said by somebody who knows the place, who knows the climate, the weather. So the person says that it might be a bit cold, but chances are it will be warm. To express probability in the past, both might and may are used with have plus past participle. Where are my sunglasses? You might have left them on the plane. Left is past participle, or the third form of the verb. You might have left them. We express probability in the past. We express our thoughts or ideas as to something that happened in the past. She didn't answer my call. Oh, she might have been out in the garden. Again, we think that might have been the case. He wasn't at the New Year party. He may not have wanted to come. That's our supposition. It's our idea. Maybe he didn't want to come. Okay. Only might is used to talk about an unreal condition or situation. I might save more money if I worked overtime. It's the second conditional that expresses an unreal situation in the present. If I worked, I might save, but I don't. If she were more composed, it might be easier for her to build relationships. But she is not. Again, the second conditional and unreal condition in the present. If he had had more time for studies, he might have passed his exam faster. That's the third conditional, an unreal condition in the past. If you knew French well, it might have been easier for you to find a good job. It's a mixed conditional. The first part is the second conditional, an unreal situation in present. If you knew French, the person doesn't know French. It might have been easier for you to find a good job. Might have been in the past. It's an unreal situation in the past. Were it not for his greed, he might be a much happier man. But he is greedy, and that's why unhappy. But for her parents' urging, she might not have gone to university. An unreal situation in the past. Yeah, she might not have gone to university. To talk about a real condition, we can use may. If I have time at the weekend, I may or might go somewhere with friends. It is still possible. Yeah, we can consider this situation desirable in the future. Unless it rains tomorrow, we may or might do some work in the garden. Again, it's a real condition. If it doesn't rain, we will do some work in the garden. May and might can be used with as well. This word combination means a suggestion to do something. There hasn't been a single bus for half an hour. We might as well go there on foot. Because of the traffic, we were terribly late for the workshop. We may as well have remained at home. If both cars cost almost the same, you may as well buy the pickup. It'll come in handy in the countryside. How come you don't have a security system installed in your house? You might as well leave the doors wide open. Might as well, as you see in all these examples, expresses something which is suggested, something that is a good idea to do. We can use it especially in the situations where we don't have a better alternative. Like in the first one, we might as well go there on foot because that's the best alternative. There is no bus, so let's go there on foot. This is not the worst idea, but actually is one of the best ones. The second one, we may as well have remained at home. It wouldn't have been worse if we had stayed at home. Okay, there are also some idiomatic expressions with may, and they are may well. So this is different from may as well. May well means that something is likely. He may well want to spend his weekend with the family. He is likely to want it. There may well be no visitors at this time of the day. It is likely that there are no visitors. Another expression is be that as it may. Be that as it may, we may use in a situation where no matter what, we will do what we have decided to do. He is absent-minded and oversensitive. Be that as it may, he's the most talented artist I have ever met, and I do want to hire him. So I don't care, basically, that he is oversensitive or whatever. Be that as it may, I will still hire him. I have decided. Be it as it may, I will take part in the race. Nobody will stop me. I have decided and I don't care about the rest. May and might in popular music. So I want to illustrate some examples of may and might used in popular songs. Tell me what the words I might have said. It's pumping pressure deep inside my head. Was it bad enough to be too late? Just tell me the words I might have ate. Words I Might Have Ate by Green Day. Might expresses a possibility in the past here. So I might have said something wrong. I don't know, but I might have said something wrong. I might have ate, that is, forgotten to say something which is important to you. Let's look at another example. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. This is the song by Bob Dylan called Forever Young. We have 3 sentences in the optative mood. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others. Yeah, these are wishes. And the last example is a long one. The likes of you may never be attracted to the likes of me, but accidents will happen and I'll be round, and maybe there'll be no one else but me round. Forevermore may never start, you may ignore my hopeful heart, and chances are not the one to make you fall, but accidents will happen after all. A smile may show it, your eyes may glow, before you know it, I'm sure you'll know, so if you fall in just that way, oh wouldn't I be thrilled to hear you say, I had a lovely accident today. I personally find these lyrics extremely beautiful. As far as I remember, this is the whole text of the song, but you may Google it and translate it for yourself if you need it. The song is called Accidents Will Happen. This is a song by Frank Sinatra. Okay, so we have may here. In the first line, the likes of you may never be attracted to the likes of me. A possibility in present. Forevermore may never start. Again, possibility in the future. You may ignore my hopeful heart. A possibility. A smile may show it, your eyes may glow. A possibility. Yeah, chances are that. Okay, I hope today's lesson was useful. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we'll continue talking about modal verbs in the upcoming videos. You can always leave your questions down below, and see you guys in the next video.